Ìpẹ̀lẹ́ o gbogbo Ìjẹ̀ṣà, mo kí yín lọ́kùnrin, mo kí yín lóbìnrin o, ní gbogbo Ìjẹ̀ṣà tó wà nílé àti tó wà ní ìdálẹ̀, pé lágbára Olúwa, a ó kó gbogbo wa la máa kó èrè oko délé. Orúkọ tèmi ni Asiwaju Yinka Fasuyi, Asiwaju ti ilẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀ṣà. Ikú àjọ̀dún convention ti 2021 ẹ̀mí gbogbo rẹ̀ á ṣe púpọ̀ rẹ̀ láyọ̀ àti àlàáfíà. My presentation today is titled Transforming Ìjẹ̀ṣà Development Master Plan into Action, charting the path forward from lessons learned from recent successes and challenges. In making this presentation, I've been employing 5 outlines to make the presentation, starting with introduction and moving forward to why developing human capital. Then I'll discuss our transformation master plan. From there, to look at the voice of trustworthiness, and finally conclude. Introduction. Every society endowed with wealth of mineral and natural resources are advantage points of competitive edge. However, the availability of the enormous resources does not translate into development without the adequately equipped human capital that would continuously harness this array of endowments for social, economic, and cultural transformation. The development agenda pivoted on community-driven development in the Ìjẹ̀ṣà land has brought the people closer to inwardly look into the dominant challenges and facilitate human capital development projects that will ensure that the well-being of the community people are significantly enhanced, the community more livable, while the developments are sustainable across generations. Next one is why developing human capital. The whole essence of living, of all development, centers around human beings, human capital. Any development agenda that deviates from this will not impact positively on the human capital. The process of developing human capital requires creating the necessary environments in which people can learn better and apply innovative ideas, acquire new competencies, develop skills, behaviors, and attitudes, and invariably employ those for the outright transformation of the society. In response to the prevailing challenges, community people precipitate the creation of various opportunities, and these opportunities invariably geared the people towards improved livelihood. This community-driven development strategically positions the people to experience an all-inclusive human capital development evidenced in physical, intellectual, social, emotional, and moral development. Ìjẹ̀ṣà land, being home to the first local council in Nigeria, has evolved across the generation to deal with many development schemes that undoubtedly place her on an iconic path among the league of great kingdoms, not just in Nigeria, but throughout the sub-Saharan Africa. Ìjẹ̀ṣà local government used to comprise of the current Ekiti and Ondo states of today. I move on to look at what are the development objectives that have concern to us in the Ìjẹ̀ṣà land. Improving literacy rates, poverty reduction, reducing infant mortality rate, improving life expectancy, bridging inequality gap, and of course, promoting peaceful coexistence among the various communities in Ìjẹ̀ṣà land. We move to look at our transformation master plan. Under our transformation master plan, thus far, we have delivered on our Palace project, which is reputed to be the best in West Africa, available to any traditional ruler. We are proceeding progressively well with the Earth is Work project, which will be delivering the second geriatric center in Ìjẹ̀ṣà land, in Nigeria, in Ìjẹ̀ṣà land, the second of its type in the entire Nigeria, in Ìjẹ̀ṣà land. And of course, our people are desensitized to the prospects in the mining that is through the various available mineral resources that the land is endowed with. Currently, we are discussing with governments for the upgrade of the 43-year-old Osun State College of Education into a full-fledged university. And we are thanking God because the government of Osun State is already acceding to our request. And of course, driving all of these projects is the self-driven development value of Deshaland. The iconic and monumental Awas Palace projects reflected the true patriotism and enthusiasm of Igeshas, which were exhibited in dance style in the display of unflinching support by all Igesha illustrious sons and daughters from all walks of life, including all of you in Egbeomobokun, in North America and Canada. The magnitude of the willful financial and moral support with the degree of alacrity in response to the cause has been overly unprecedented and historical. As a matter of historical validity, the status and achievement of the Geshas in human capital development within the contemporary society ranks amongst the best. The propelling drive for this outstanding virtue is premised on patriotism and enthusiasm towards self-help-driven development model. The fourth one, the voice of trustworthiness. Under this, we look at transparency, accountability, leadership, participatory governance, and project or development ownership. The recent development in Deshaland in the last 2 years has not just been a force of reawakening towards fundamental iconoclastic community-driven development, but an energizing consciousness for higher level of patriotism to motherland and legacy-driven social inclusiveness for posterity's sake. This is the reflection of the specific pattern in the broad line of Great Ijesha Patriarch and Matriarch, whose legacy we have passed down on self-driven development approach. The case of Ijesha Grammar School, built by Edgar Tumishi in 1994, is of relevance here. The transformational master plan for the future of Deshaland is rooted in the social architectural model based on trustworthiness, based on the successes and challenges of the various projects. The monumental Awas Palace, the ongoing Earth is Wealth Geriatric Center, the Gesha Mineral and Mining Project, the College of Education upgrade to university, among others. The voice of trustworthiness is strategically positioned on the philosophies of transparency, accountability, leadership, participatory governance, and project ownership by the community. These 5 cardinal philosophies that we are looking at are the reasons or factors or the determinants responsible for the successes that we have recorded thus far in those projects that have been delivered and those that are also ongoing and possibly those that will come in the nearest future. 1, we have employed absolute transparency in the conduct of the project business by opening the records for all to see, by ensuring full disclosures of all the transactions, by getting approval before contractors get engaged, by opening ourselves to challenges and criticism throughout the project life cycle, following due process of stakeholders' involvement in planning and execution, and of course, all project committee members are credible and overly accessible. Accountability has been another great cardinal philosophy that has assisted us thus far. Through rendering of account to all stakeholders on a regular basis and as at when due, sharing of statement of accounts, auditing of accounts periodically, payments are made with the approval of all. Proper records are kept and shared with everybody, all stakeholders, and questions are answered before they are even asked. And of course, also critical is the role of leadership. We have demonstrated leadership by example. Do as I do rather than do as I say approach to leadership. We have involved regular communication with all stakeholders. We do appreciate every contribution made by members. We also motivate and inspire through messages to all stakeholders. We also facilitate periodic and strategic meetings for proactive plans and planning. And of course, we have created project ownership. That is a situation where people believe that, okay, this project does not belong to the management team or to the government, but rather that they are the owners of the project, which has implication on its maintenance and sustainability. By ensuring this, we have been able to be doing through the participation of all in decision making, transparency and accountability, which of course promotes stakeholders' ownership. Ownership encourages contribution, both in cash and kind across all vital areas, aligning the stakeholders with the work purpose and goals of the project. And we have no restriction to observations and monitoring of the project by members of the community. Last but not the least is the model of governance. We have involved participatory governance in all of these projects by establishing of oversight bodies. So no particular body has a unilateral say, ensuring all inclusiveness in decision making. Everybody is involved in the decision-making process. No allowance is made for any unilateral decision, either by individual or by a group, but by all decisions are made by everybody. Everyone will have a say, even though majority will have their way. And then finally, the freedom of all stakeholders to question and seek clarification on any issue that may be raised. In concluding, it is an acceptable truism that greatness is not in the place, it is in the people. The quality of the people will invariably determine the measure of innovation and inventiveness that will rather alter the landscape of the livelihood in the society. Hence, the need for the future of the land to be secured through adequate manpower and human capital development. Charting our paths forward through this direction will bring prosperity, optimal resource utilization and productivity, legacy of self-help driven development, and generational virtue that will sustain development. The path of human capital development is the viable remedy in bridging the poverty and equality gap, helping the people to develop a vision for their own lives that will reframe their priorities and bring transformation into the land. The developmental of projects like the Monumental Awas Palace and the ongoing geriatric center, amongst others, are all undeniable impacts of human capital. Moving forward on that track, the land will be a transformational masterpiece, characterized by self-help driven development model that will bring lasting development to Africa as a whole. Thank you. Once again, my name is Asiwaju Yinka Fasuyi, the Asiwaju of the land. I wish the entire Ebe Omo Bokun in North America and Canada a very successful 2021 National Convention.